Hey Brandon, Chris here, owner of CNP Marketing and Design, and in this video I'm going to show you a few different things that you can do to bring more customers into your business. And they work by putting your business right in the face of somebody searching for your services in the areas that you target. And the topics of today are going to be content, backlinks, and citations, and what they'll actually do for your business if you took advantage of these strategies. But first off, I checked out your website and it looks really nice. I love the get a quote button. I love it showing all of the areas that you serve, and you have everything here, but it is just vacant of a few of the things that's actually going to generate more business for you. And getting right into it, page content is the first thing we're going to go over, and it's made up of the words, the images, and text behind the images called alt text that make up a certain page on your site. You need at least 1,500 to 2,000 words on your homepage to be properly optimized with Google. And this is also going to give you a lot more opportunity to fill in with some buyer intent keywords that you're trying to rank and get business for. A buyer intent keyword is just a word or phrase somebody searched into Google that indicates they're ready to buy your services. For example, if somebody was looking for a land clearing contractor in Wisconsin, that's an example of somebody who you know is in your area and they're looking for a land clearing contractor because they have a job for you, so they're ready to buy. And when you rank for these words, you come up first and get more customers coming straight to you that are actually ready to make a purchase. Now, it makes sense why Wikipedia is always at the top when you look for most things, because they have the most relevant and authoritative content, and Google rewards them for that. So in short, Google likes information. And in your content, you can strategically place keywords that tell Google exactly what terms you want your website to be put in front of when people search for it. This is why content is king, and it's the easiest and fastest way to rank for literally anything. And I'm going to tell you this right now, you really don't have a lot of competition in your area, with it being a very rural area, so it's not going to be hard to capture this whole market if you wanted to. So if we look over here, and this is your biggest competitor that's actually ranking for the land clearing in Wisconsin keyword, and this guy still isn't even fully taking advantage of what's being presented to him. So the second important thing when it comes to optimizing your online presence are going to be backlinks. And a backlink is just another website linking to yours through theirs, either through a clickable text or an image. To show you a little bit more, I'm going to go into a tool I use called Ahrefs that gives you the breakdown of the performance of your website. So if I clicked on this and it brought me up to your website, that's an example of this website sending your website a backlink. And the idea is that these links act like an endorsement of your website from other sites that Google uses to build trust in your business by seeing others vouch for you. It's almost just like a popularity contest where the person with the most wins. But not all backlinks are created equal. You want more powerful and relevant sites linking to you to show that you have more authority. And here's what I mean by relevant. For example, if you had any kind of land clearing or brush clearing or any of those kinds of websites linking to you, that's going to do a lot more for you than a site like Pizza Hut for obvious reasons. And as you can see, your website is nice, it looks nice, but Google doesn't really know it exists and it's not actually generating you any income. So it's not being an asset to you. So let's check out some other keywords real quick. The cool thing about keywords is that you can capture and rank for as many as you want, and each area has their own keywords that you can rank for as well. I took the liberty of giving you a breakdown of the numbers at the end of the video and what you can actually expect in paid jobs from that. As you can see, they have a lot of what are called national keywords. A near me, near my area, or lot clearing company, those are national keywords, meaning it's not targeted to a specific location. So anybody on the other side of the country could be getting it. And you might say, well, what about the near me keywords? So the Google Business Profile is called local SEO, and that's what actually captures all of those near me, near my area. Or if you just typed in land clearing contractor company or something along those lines, once again, it's going to populate the person that's the most relevant for the task in that area. So it actually, Google will read that person's location and then fit them with the best options for that person when they look for it, using the near me keywords especially. Which leads me to my next point. This is the Google Map Pack, and this is my favorite tool in the world. Many people go here first to find a business that fills their needs, and getting ranked in the top position means 40 to 50% higher calls than top organic ranking alone. And that's actual calls to your business. So what gets you ranked here is having a stronger and a larger citation profile than your competitors. And a citation is your business's name, address, and phone number as it's written on your Google Business Profile, submitted word to word into directories such as Yelp and Yellow Pages. And there are a lot of other ranking factors here, but your organic ranking and your citations are going to be hands down the biggest. The cool thing about this too, especially because you live in such a rural area, you can actually lock down multiple areas all at once using the same Google Business Profile if you do it right. So we're going to take a look at Wisconsin real quick. And instead of just, oh, that is way too far out. Give me one second. Instead of just targeting Milwaukee specifically or Madden specifically with those different keywords, you can set up a Google Business Profile here and lock down all of those surrounding areas. So honestly, in the rural area, especially because there's not a lot of targeted search volume towards those specific keywords, there's some, but there's not a crazy amount. The best idea for you, and I think that the most phenomenal strategy for anybody in a rural area, is to create multiple Google Business Profiles set up in different locations that can capture a radius surrounding them, so you can get all of those near me, near my area, or when somebody just looks up land clearing company near me or land clearing company, you can be the most relevant person and get all of the business that way, because that is the most effective way to go about it when you live in a rural area such as yourself. And once your content, backlinks, and citations are all coming together and you're beginning to outgrow your competitors, here's what you might be looking at and why it's so worth it. So without me spending 3 hours on keyword research trying to find every single last keyword that brings in some results in the Wisconsin area, this is what I was able to find in about 20 minutes. So the total search volume between all of these keywords is 100 searches. On average, getting leads this way, you can expect a conversion rate of the total search volume to turning into paid jobs about 5 to 10%. So just traditionally, using the traditional SEO practices, you'll be looking at an additional 5 to 10 jobs per month using these keywords. Now, I've used the Google Business Profile strategy, and this is just the adding the 40 to 50% onto these specific keywords in these areas. You're looking at an extra 7.5 to 15 jobs or more every single month just in these areas, not including all of the other areas that it's going to lock down using the Google Business Profile strategy. So how do we find these numbers? The average click-through rate of the top position of somebody in Google is about 28.5%, meaning if you're on the top, then you're going to get 28.5% of all of that search volume. 60 to 80% of site visits from buyer intent keywords become hot leads depending on how well your website's set up. And if your closing rate's about 50%, here is exactly what those numbers would look like. And I always lowball it at 5% being the minimum, so nobody's ever disappointed. And I'm not sure what your margins are, but if you multiplied your average profit per job and the number of jobs you would get, what could you be making this year if you use these strategies? Pause the video real quick and do those numbers. And it's really hard to even see the amount of results that are going to come if you use the multiple Google Business Profile strategy, because we're not looking at targeted keywords specifically. So there could be hundreds if you use the multiple Google Business Profile strategy. And this is what I do for a living. And while this video is going to help you start generating a decent amount of revenue, if you want to step it up, go after larger areas, more keywords, or have any questions whatsoever, shoot me an email back, or you can give me a call or text at 330-978-5004. We will just have a quick chat to find out exactly how much revenue you'd like to make, and I'll do the research to make sure it's possible and how long it would take to do just that, and we would just talk from there. Either way, I would really appreciate at least a line of feedback, just so I know you got some value out of the video, and if I could have done or explained anything any better to you. Thank you so much, Brandon. Have an amazing rest of your day, and I will talk to you soon, my man.